Hi, Year 6, it's Thursday, and so that means today we are answering VIPERS questions. So these are available on the website for if you want to print them off and write the answers on the sheet, or if you just want to look at them on the screen and then write them in your green books, that's absolutely fine as well. I'll just run through them and explain them just so you know exactly what you are doing today. So, just like Mr. Fox and Miss Ryan did, I have colour coded them so you can see which question is from each category. So if it's a vocab, an inference or a predict question, you can see that and match that up. So question 1, look at the section titled Third Class. Find and copy the word that is closest in meaning to nutritious. And if you think back to our vocab work this week, you should be able to answer that already. If not, just go to the section entitled Third Class. Now it says find and copy the word, so you are just copying one word, Year 6, but make sure you copy it down correctly, the spelling. Okay, so look really carefully, don't just guess or write down what you think it is, look carefully at the spelling, it's really important. Okay, number 2, look at the paragraph entitled Minnie Waits and Wonders. Find and copy the group of words that suggest Minnie didn't really feel the Titanic hit the iceberg. So very similar to the first one, we're just having a look there and you're copying a group of words this time. Okay, so what words suggest there? So the language is a little bit different, but it still means the same. So what words are suggesting that she didn't really feel the Titanic hit the iceberg? Number 3 then, so you've got a true or false one. Tick one box in each row to determine whether the following statements are true or false. So Anna boarded the Titanic in Southampton, you tick true or false. The rear decks had no access to lifeboats, you tick true or false. Minnie and Anna's cabins were close together, you tick true or false. And the Titanic had 3 bathtubs for the third class passengers, true or false. Now again with this, don't just tick any, you've got to really think about it. So it would be a good idea to reread the text again, just to refresh your memory, and also look for keywords in the text. So I would be looking for boarded or Southampton and read around that and see if you can find the answer. Be looking for the word lifeboats and rear decks. Once you've found those words, read around and you'll find the answer. Okay, let's move on. Number 4, look at page 19, which is the second page of the text. Complete the table below with one piece of evidence from the text to support each statement. So these statements that I've put on here, they are true. Okay, so you're not trying to disprove them, they are true. You've got to just find the evidence, so the sentence that it says in the text, which proves it. So it says the bathing facilities for the third class passengers were very scarce. So you've got to also know what the word scarce means. And then you need to find that sentence or find a sentence in the text which shows that the bathing facilities were really scarce for the third class passengers. And the next one, Maria, a cabin mate of Anna's, was very worried when the Titanic struck the iceberg. So that's true, she was very worried. But what evidence is there in the text to show that she was very worried? So we're looking for clues. This is an inference question. So it won't say directly, Anna was very worried. It will say something else. So something else that will show that she was very worried. And again, just like I said with the last ones, I would skim through the text. Don't bother reading it all for this question. Skim through and find where it says Anna and read around that and see if you can find it there. Okay, the next one, number 5, an explain question. Explain why you think steerage cabins and steerage passengers were given those names. So we've talked about that a lot this week, especially in our book talk lesson and in our vocab lesson. So have a think back to what we said in those lessons and re-watch the videos if you need to. Okay, for that one. Number 6, look at the paragraph. Anna disobeys orders. Predict how you think the passengers on the rear decks with no access to lifeboats felt. Okay, so you've got to have a really good educated guess at this. It's a prediction. So how do you think those passengers would feel? They're on the back, on the rear decks. They didn't have access to lifeboats. So I would find that part in the text and read around it. Okay, and read what some of the crewmen did. And then that will help you then think about how they must have felt knowing what the crewmen did and seeing what the crewmen did. and knowing that there were no lifeboats on the back decks. Okay, so think about that, put that one there. And your last one for today, question 7, which of the following best summarises the whole text? Okay, so like I said to you yesterday, when you're writing your own VIPERS questions, a lot of these answers, they might actually be part of the text, but we're wanting to know which summarises the whole text. So you've got to tick one. The difference between first class and third class tickets, Anna Turge's journey, the third class cabins, or a tale of 2 third class passengers. So what I would do is what we always suggest for you to do is to cross off the ones it's definitely not. Okay, you've got to pick one which best summarises it all up. Obviously it does talk about third class cabins and it does talk about Anna Turge's journey and things like that, but what summarises the whole text? Okay, so that's it for your VIPERS questions for today, Year 6. So like I said, they are online if you would like a copy to print off, or you can just work from them on the screen on this video. Make sure you're copying down words correctly from the text, so don't just guess the spelling, look carefully because it's really important as well. And that's it from me, so have a lovely weekend, enjoy your VIPERS questions, and we will see you next week for some more reading lessons.